low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything.
There we go. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Sports Report After Dark. I am your host, Seven. As always, I want to start by giving a shout out to our sponsor, Gunslinger Soap. Gunslinger Soap is handmade soaps and beard products made without all of the junk to pamper your skin. You can go to their website, gunslingersoap.com, and sign up to get 15% off of your first order and always free shipping over $30. That's gunslingersoap.com. Definitely check them out. Let me bring in my co-host, the dickiest of the dicks, Dan the Dick Werner.
Hello, sir.
What's up, buddy?
Speaking of your soap, you look very 2020s cowboy tonight.
Oh, really? Thank you.
You
I
got
appreciate
scruff.
that.
It's very Ethan Hawke, except for you don't have a fucked up face.
It's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, appreciate it. I'm an Ethan Hawke fan. You know.
Yeah, I appreciate
I'm a Hawk
that.
guy. I like Tony Hawk, Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
Hawks in general, the bird.
Hawks in general. It's a great band called Hawk Nelson. You probably haven't heard of, but they're fantastic. They were pretty good.
People after I did a stand-up show would call me a hawk. A hack.
Hack, yeah. Slightly different and more accurate. So as we get started tonight, of course, really quick, we do want to give a special mention to Tagovailoa was injured during the first half of the Thursday Night Football game against the Cincinnati Bengals. He did go limp during the process of the injury. He was taken out of the game on a stretcher. Miami has reported that he does have use of all extremities, and he has been taken to a hospital that's near the stadium there in Cincinnati for further evaluation. There are some that are arguing that he should not have been on the field because of the issues last week that they said were related to back problems and not concussion. He did allegedly pass through a couple different concussion protocols and was cleared to play. So there's going to be adamant comments that
Tony, I didn't even make that connection that you just made. Yeah, that play last week, dude. He was concussed. Clearly,
they are saying that it was back spasms that caused him to mess around like that. Now, what's up, Ando? Thank you for joining us.
Yes,
for me, I've been dealing with back problems for the last couple of weeks. So I've had some times where I was up doing stuff, everything felt fine, and all of a sudden felt like I got stabbed in the back, and I actually did lose control of my extremities a little bit. Like I've got some problems.
But it'd be a little bit. It was more of like a direct jerk movement though with the back though, right? Like, oh, that's the one spot, right? And then he was like, ooh, like doing like classic like punch drunk.
Yeah, and that's I
don't know. I've never had a back spasm before. I don't think. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, and if we take them at their word for what they said, back spasms like that, where it looks that bad, I still don't know that he should have been playing this week.
Right.
Right. It's not like I understand that Teddy Bridgewater doesn't have the best reputation as a quarterback, but he's a serviceable backup for sure. And they'll be able to ride him through this game. He's kept them in it so far. When Teddy B came in tonight, he took him down for a touchdown drive, got the game to within 2 points, thanks to a mixed extra point that wasn't his fault. Teddy B can cover you for a game.
Do you ever think it's ironic that he's a bridge quarterback and his last name is Bridgewater? He really is. He always has. He's like the bridge.
But we hope that Tua is going to be all right, and I hope that these two issues aren't connected. I genuinely hope that, because if not, that's going to be a bad mark for McDaniels under his first year as a head coach. That's gonna be a dumpster fire of problems for the Dolphins organization. I don't think he should have been out there tonight anyway, but whether or not, and that's even if it was back spasms, like give the dude needs a week to calm down. I get that you play to win. You want to get that, Tua doesn't want the narrative around injuries continuing to follow him, but he's got an entire career to think about.
If it was a head, because if it was a back, then if it was actually his back and he wanted to play, I'm okay with him playing. Cause like that's you got to play through it. If he was actually, cause he looked like he was punch drunk. If he's concussed and then gets this on top of it, that's a disaster. But how's that even going to come out though? I mean, those trainers going to like down the road be like, oh yeah, remember that one time, and it's not going to have as much impact. You know what I'm saying? Like if they covered it up right now, I don't know if it hits the same as, down the road, which I guess it doesn't matter how it hits, but at the same time, like.
So yes, Ando, that is a Sam Cassell jersey.
Sam Cassell, yes. He used to play for the Bucks. He was bald in the NBA. Yes, Sam Cassell jersey.
Matt Castle was a quarterback for the Chiefs. That's all I can say about him.
That's a quarterback. No. The last Matt Castle game I saw, there was a fucking plane flying over Arrowhead that had a banner behind it that said "Fire Scott Pioli." The entire time.
Oh my god!
The entire time, somebody hired some guy to fly around the entire time with "Fire Scott Pioli" on a banner on a fucking single engine Cessna. That's how bad it got during the Sam Cassell Sorry, Matt Castle era.
I was really shocked by the fact that was allowed to stay on, and I'm also kind of surprised that didn't happen to when Bob Sutton was still defensive coordinator at Kansas City. Like, I could have seen that. I could have seen somebody being pissed enough because, I mean,
why the Pioli thing got bad though. Like, the Pioli thing got bad because everyone made it an association with New England. They were like, he better do exactly what he did in New England, or we're gonna be mad at him, and we're gonna call him a fucking New England, you fucking patriot. You're just working for the Patriots still, and that's just exactly what they did. Exactly what they did.
We're gonna be talking about being a fan tonight, because I feel like that's a discussion that we need to have. I was watching a clip earlier today with Burt Kreischer. Comedian Burt Kreischer was on Bussin' with the Boys. Will Compton, Taylor Lewan, stuff like that. And was talking about being a fan. It was a great clip. Like, Burt Kreischer, like, that dude could be reading the phone book, and I'm going to pay attention because he's just got that kind of energy.
He does. You could tell he's like full of like, he's very like enthusiastic all the time. And he likes things genuinely. Does that make sense?
He's a passionate person.
And he's passionate. Passionate is the best way to describe it. Yeah.
And I think it's great. I love people that are like that, because when you can ignite anything that can ignite that in someone can't be too bad, unless it's like, bad stuff like heroin. But,
right. If you're passionate about heroin.
Yeah. But like, for your normal stuff, like somebody that's that passionate and that much joy in there, something brings them that much joy. Who are we to criticize somebody for actually being fucking happy? Like,
right.
I want to learn that power.
He's not that good of a stand-up comedian, but you just like can't help but like his stand-up, because you can tell he's just out there like he's just trying. He's trying as hard as he can. He's going 110 all the time.
I don't know. I do like his stand-up, but I think it's more I'm also a storyteller when it comes to when I'm doing stand-up. So I think it's easier for me to connect with guys like that.
He writes good jokes. He's just not like a pro. He's not a pro. He's still an amateur kind of, I feel like, but that's who am I to fucking judge Burt Kreischer, really? But
right. I mean, the guy has more Netflix specials than you do,
right.
Working cars. So
he's 1-0. So
no, I think he's got 4 specials on Netflix.
Well, I mean, yeah. Netflix hashtag everybody gets a special.
Right.
Yes.
But he's also like he and Tom Segura are best friends, and he's also good friends with Rogan. So yeah. I mean,
he's connected.
I like him as a comic, but yeah, he's connected. He's connected.
Yeah.
But okay,
I feel like I'd like him as a person.
Yeah. So tonight I wanted to start with our first actual topic, with Aaron Judge, Mr. Yankee, Aaron Judge. He's our first fucking story. Goddamn Yankee fan.
Yeah, look at that.
Aaron Judge hit his 61st home run last night. And we're seeing a lot of bad takes. And these bad takes revolve around people that try to argue that Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, and Mark McGwire are... What's up, Haystacks? Barry Bonds, that Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa are not legitimate home run champions, obviously with Barry Bonds being atop at 73, because of the fact that they did what they did during the steroid era and have all been alleged to have used steroids. So, first of all, Dan, I'm going to let you tee off on this one first. As a Yankees fan, when Judge hit 62, are you going to consider him the home run king?
Absolutely not. In the AL, in the AL, he will be the home run king, like just statistically. In the AL, that'll be the most home run of all time. No, Barry Bonds hit 73 in a year, bro. Aaron Judge just said it too. Aaron Judge said, I don't care what Barry Bonds did. He still hit 73 homers in a year. He's like, that was his quote. He was like, no, I don't. He's like, he still hit 73. He's like, that doesn't make me. He's like, I don't care what he did. But like me personally, fuck. Because 73 is easy if you just juice, guys. You can, any of us could just take some steroids and go out there and hit 40, right? Get the fuck out of here. No, absolutely not. Barry Bonds Barry Bonds is the greatest left-handed hitter of all time, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
He was probably before the roids, and it just kind of took him. It didn't even like make him a better player. It just like switched what kind of player he was. It just made him into like he was a cleanup. He was like the cleanup, obviously the power guy at that point, instead of being the 5-tool guy like he was in the beginning of his career with Pittsburgh. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. And for those of you that, playing the home game and haven't really, don't really have an understanding of the impact of steroids on the human body, I'm going to put it simply. Steroids do not give you the ability to hit the ball. They do not give you the ability to throw the ball. Steroids, in their process, steroids are quite simply for helping muscle recovery. So the reason that Barry Bonds got that bid was because he was able to keep working out and pushing and getting his maxes up and recover faster. But Barry Bonds still had to see the ball and hit the ball. He still had to place the bat where it needed to be. He still had to do all of those things that are the hardest thing to do in professional sports. Barry Bonds is the legitimate home run champion in Major League Baseball. You can take a look at his career before the steroid era, and you will see that he was a great and powerful hitter before the steroid era. And let's not forget that the steroid era saved baseball. So miss me with these boomer-ass takes that Barry Bonds is not the legitimate home run champion. Everybody in the league was using steroids. So guess what? It all cancels out. It all cancels out. It was a level fucking playing field because everybody was using it. If you look up the report that was done, I know you remember the name of that fucking report better than I do. Was it the McAlvany report?
McNamee, I think. I mean, it's
McNamara report, whatever it was, whatever the report was called. That
some Irish fuck.
The alleged names of players that are using steroids. There's 290 plus names on that report.
Guys, do the math. There's only like 600 players, and it's less than like 540 players. And those are just the guys that got caught. So you're looking at least half the league.
So here's the thing: 290 players at 290. Now it was more than 290, but I can't remember the exact name. 290 players broken up over 30 teams in Major League Baseball equates out to 10 players, an average of 10 players on each team. That's just what we know.
Yeah.
That's just what we know.
They got caught, which it was actually kind of hard to get caught. And they all got caught. Like so you're looking at probably realistically, you're looking at 400 probably. I bet there was another 50 to 100 guys. So what? It's about 2/3 of the whole league.
More players were using steroids during the steroid era that weren't. So the playing field was level. When you add in the fact that guys like Bonds, Sosa, and McGwire were great players before the alleged steroid era took off. Barry Bonds, in case you have forgotten, Barry Bonds signed the highest single season contract for a free agent in MLB history in 92 at $4.9 million. Steroid era started in 95 after the lockout.
McGwire was doing them before then, probably. McGwire was like 87, 88 with Canseco. They were shooting them in each other's asses at that point. Like you could tell they were both like, but they were way early on it. So like everybody doing it was like, and I'm going to have to, I will say this. Aaron Judge is the second best player right now. I think honestly, between McGwire, Sosa, and Aaron Judge, I think Aaron Judge is already probably, or he will eventually pass those guys as an actual all-around player. I think he's a better all-around player than either McGwire or Sosa was during those home run seasons. Like the 98 season, there's no way that you can say that McGwire or like McGwire played first base. Sosa played a fucking below average right field. I mean, he literally, his thighs rubbed together all the way to the knee. So he couldn't fucking run hardly at all. And he's out there wearing fucking like double elbow pads and fucking long sleeves so that nobody can see how vascular he is from the fucking cycle that he's on. Right. And like, so they're, and like, and you got McGuire's neck, that whole thing. It looks like fucking, it looks like a 65-year-old woman's, I don't know, something.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's like I think Judge is probably a better player. Like, there's no way I'm going to put like I think Barry Bonds is the greatest position player in Major League history. So I'm not going to put Judge on that level, and I don't think he'll ever get to that level because if you look at Barry Bonds' numbers, they're so stupid. It's like they're so stupid, especially for like modern day. They're so stupid. He went in 1994 pre-roids. He went fucking 49. He went 49-30 in a season and hit like 328. Go look at his 1992 or 94. I think it's 92. Something like, stupid.
His early 90s numbers were stupid broken. Like he was a legitimate Hall of Fame player before the alleged steroid use came into play. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So let's and also again, the steroid era saved baseball. That means that guys like Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, and Sammy Sosa saved baseball. These guys should be in the Hall of Fame, not vilified by a bunch of old nutsacks that can't let the game grow.
A bunch of old nutsacks that capitalized on the roid using at the time, and now later they're going back like, that doesn't count now. Like, no, motherfuckers, you can't say it. If you would have said it then and been like, yeah, these guys are clearly juicy, like this doesn't count. If you would have said it then, I'd been like, okay, fair enough. But you didn't. You just let them make everybody watch fucking baseball every day.
Bud Selig didn't intervene until he had to, because he knew that what was going on was saving baseball. It is a disrespect to the history of the game of baseball to discredit Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, and Sammy Sosa for the work that they did for the game.
You could say that's sealing the deal, bud. That's sealing the deal, bud.
And here's the thing. What Judge is doing is absolutely remarkable. I am not going to take away from what Aaron Judge does. When he gets that 60-second home run, it's going to be great, and I'll be happy for him while I'm crying in my Red Sox jersey. But
bro, he's gonna win the Triple Crown. Go ahead. Sorry.
He's up there, man. I think it's possible. And so Aaron Judge is going to have one of the greatest single seasons in Major League history, because not only is he hitting this many home runs, but he is contending for the Triple Crown, which normally when you guys have these monster home run number seasons, they're hitting
275,
south of 280. Yeah, south of 280.
Yeah, so, I think McGwire and Sosa were. I think Sosa was hitting like mid 260s most of that time.
Yeah, it's like Sosa was 263 in his big season, but Sosa hit above 40 home runs 3 consecutive years.
He hit 63 3 consecutive years.
It was 60. Okay,
yeah, 98, 99. I think it was 98, 99, 2000. I believe. Yeah, he did. Yeah, ridiculous.
Like, that's not roids. That's talent.
And he was really fucking good. He had the stupidest fucking swing ever too. Like, his swing was so unnecessary, like where he would come back all the way with his foot and like touch his other foot in his step. And so like he had to time that shit. Like he had to start that shit before the pitcher's even coming to him, like come back, touch his other foot and then step into it. Like that's hard to fucking do, dude. Like you got to be good. Like you got to be, he was just practicing all the time.
I don't know that kind of a swing would be functional in today's game.
Gleyber Torres, to his defense, kind of does it, but in 2 strike counts, dude, he completely takes the step out. He just goes a little bit, like he'll just lean with it a little bit and not take the foot back. But like his power swing on everything before 2 strikes, he'll come all the way back and do it because he just wants to get more power into it. But like, no, nobody does that normally. Like you can't hit over 230 doing that normally because you're just gonna be late on everything. Mostly, these guys fucking throw gas now.
I mean, look at the swing of Giancarlo Stanton.
All
upper body, but there's so much extra shit to it that I think that's one of the reasons why he has a trouble with consistency. Now, don't get me wrong, he's streaky, so he'll get in a run, and you don't want to face him.
There's too many moving parts.
But it only lasts for so long.
Yeah, there's too many moving parts.
He's
got this weird one. Yeah, go ahead. No, he's got this weird thing though too, where he'll just like, great ass, by the way. I don't know if you've seen that guy's ass, but Jesus, like that thing is just, I mean, as a straight man, I'm just amazed by it. And my girlfriend's obviously she loves it.
Yeah, she loves his
all over,
ass. But like,
all over some Giancarlo.
My wife has said the same thing. Like I was watching the Yankees game one night. She happened to get a side view and saw his ass, and she was like, "Who is that?" And I was like, "No, you've already settled. Just walk away. This isn't.
You've already settled." He doesn't skip. The funny thing is, he doesn't skip like you've settled. Just accept it. Accept your fate. You're 60. Fast forward. No, but yeah, like the dude doesn't skip fucking leg day. I think
no, he does not.
Dude, Giancarlo was juicing for a little bit. If he's still not, if he's still not, he was at one point. Like in 2017 or whatever, no, 18, whatever the fuck he went. He hit 59. He hit 59. So you got two guys on one team that have hit 59 plus home runs in a season, which is fucking crazy. But yeah, they like he was hit. But like he doesn't skip leg day and doesn't even use them. Doesn't use his legs for anything. Like his upper body swing is so stupid, and like if he would open up his swing to be with more of his lower body, that dude could have an Aaron Judge-esque season where he's hitting over 300 and hits 60 plus. Or just stop he does like this weird like.
His bat's always
moving, and this beater, and like when he's doing really bad, you'll notice his feet just are fucking everywhere. Like he doesn't know if he's gonna close his stance when he swings. They're one of them's like back and fucking weird, dude. It's the strangest thing ever. It's just too many moving parts. He knows it, but he just knows he's so fucking strong, dude. If he just figures out how to just get bat to ball, he's gonna hit it fucking hard somewhere. He hits line drives everywhere.
And that's the thing, and that's where you get it because. What changes, because you have to look at it with that thing of what changes can you make to his swing without taking away his ability to do that? Because that's what you don't want to lose. But you also want to give him more fluidity and control, more the ability to hit oppo more often, like just that fluidity that comes from more open movement in your swing.
Right. I would guarantee though that they don't want to figure out his swing though, Tony. I don't think they want to. I think they analytically, I think it works better if he just kind of goes up there and strikes out a lot and does the inconsistency thing, because when he's hot, he's going to hit everything out. Like it's anything he gets a hold of is going fucking 118 miles an hour fast somewhere. And like, I think they're okay with that. Like, I think they'd rather him hit him out than hit line drives all the time, because I think analytically it works out that he hits home run. If it clears the fence like that, like we were talking about that GM.
What Drunk said. Yeah. McGuire and Barry hit the ocean. Bonds doesn't exist. Yeah. And that's the thing, Drunk. Like we're with that. Like, I'm not taking away from what Aaron Judge has done this year. It is a truly remarkable season, and I respect the hell out of it.
So what is Drunk saying? Run that again.
Okay, he said, I hate how media is trying to spin Aaron Judge home run chase like he's going for the crown. Like they're trying to make it seem like they're trying to make it like he's the true home run champion and make that asterisk on Judge's record even bigger, when really it shouldn't fucking be there to begin with.
I was confused. I thought he was saying like they were trying to make the home run chase about him going for the triple crown. And I was like, that's just happening natural. That's just happening naturally because dude, 315 is what he's hitting right now, or 314, and that's Arise and Bogarts. Your boy Bogarts might just fucking be a dick and just want to fucking hit for average the whole time because right.
Yes.
He might want to. I mean, and Arise might do this. Arise just hits line drives everywhere. That's what he does. But 315 should not win a batting title.
So here's what we're looking at. So Arise actually has the batting average right now at 315. Judges at 313.
313. He went over 2 last night. Or sorry, one for 4 actually. 1 for 4 is the homer. Was his only hit.
He is leading RBIs.
Yeah, by a lot. And homers.
And RBIs and homers by a lot. So it's
just average.
It's just average, but Bogey's right there with him.
They've already clinched. They've already clinched. So is he going to go up there? But the thing is, it helps him because of the home run chase, because he's trying to get as many homers as he can. So every at bat, dude, and he's done it all year, obviously, but like every at bat, dude, like the game before last, he went five at bats, all got to a 3-2 count, and he walked 4 times. He walked 4 times and I think singled. So he's like 1 for 1 with 4 walks. Every single at bat went full count, dude. His eye is unbelievable. Like he knows where
he's got a remarkable talent for that. It's insane.
He had an at bat last night, the one that he walked on, where he took 2 changeups that nobody is taking. Like there is literally, like they were just like 2 inches low, and they just dropped at the very end, and he just knew they were gonna fucking drop because of the speed. And he can read that like on the fly, dude. I was like, that is fucking crazy. Like he is locked in. He knows exactly where everything is gonna land. And he was trying to hit it out in that at bat last night because he swung out of the zone.
Some Yankees fans want Judge to rest after he passes Maris. Would you rest him or would you let him keep fighting?
He's gonna get a lot of off time. Like he's not gonna like miss a bunch of games, but they're gonna be taking him out in the 6th, 7th inning, and I'm fine with that. Like if he gets like 64, that's still right. Like just get him to 63 or 62. Just get him one more, and he doesn't need to get to. I don't care if he beats fucking Sosa. He's not getting to 73.
No,
right?
He's not. So what's the point?
Unless he comes out next game and just he hits 2 and he gets like 63, and then it's like they only have like 8 or 9 games left at that point. So he's got to hit one every game and he can get close, which is not going to happen. So I don't care about fucking McGuire's record or Sosa's because it's not a record. It's just 66 and 70.
Well, and those are both in the National League anyway, so that doesn't impact his AL home run title.
Yeah, just get him the AL title, which he will get. He'll get it probably next game or the one after, and it's going to do it in Yankee Stadium, which I love. And that ball is actually that's the important one. It should be, yeah. That's the important one too. I think. I mean, I think that's the important one. I don't think the tying one's the important one. That fucking and that went into the Yankees bullpen.
No, the Blue Jays bullpen.
Oh yeah.
And the bullpen coach caught it, and then just gave it back. What was really funny was his wife is a reporter. And found out while she was talking, and like found out during the game that he had caught it. Was like, just going to check the value on the house. And then she found that he just gave it back without anything. And she's like, and I'm filing for a divorce.
Yeah.
I was like,
she said, I can go ahead and announce my retirement. And then she was like, yeah, actually, she goes, actually check that. I'm going to file for divorce. Like, yeah, that's great.
But that's respect. That's respect. And Judge, and I saw online, it looked like Judge gave it to his mom.
I saw an interview with Zach Britton, though, the Yankees reliever, where he was talking about how they ended up with it. Like the Yankees relievers ended up with it, and they were fucking with him about it. They wouldn't give it back to him, and they were like, they were like, nah, no. They're like, we're gonna give it back to you right now, but on the plane we're gonna talk about this. And like they were talking about, Zach Britton was like, yeah, he's like, I'm gonna get to him on the plane. He's like, I'm gonna let him enjoy it for now. He's like, but on the plane back to New York, he's like, we're gonna get with him about compensation. It's fucking great. He looked like he wasn't. I don't think he was joking either. I think they're really
he wasn't. No.
Conversation.
He wants to get paid. I mean, why not?
Or just like, I mean, hook me up, bro. Like you're my teammate. I'd already be. If I was on the Yankees, I'd already just be. They'd be like, God damn it, it's Werner again. Like fucking, he wants something fucking signed. Like I'm just like, it's like, hey guys,
hey guys,
like, Dan, I signed 17 things yesterday. Like, yeah, no, I'm gonna need 17 more. Hey, Aaron. Hey, Aaron, I'm gonna need some more. I'm gonna go ahead and get that sweet signature on some of this stuff, bud.
Sweet signature.
He's like, is this a naked picture of me? No, it's just superimposed.
No.
But it'll be worth a ton of money. That's awesome. Yeah, no. Glad we let off with Aaron Judge tonight.
What he's doing is truly
the biggest story in sports right now. It's the biggest story.
I am a big bitter bitch when it comes to the fact that the Red Sox are not, they've already been eliminated. We're not going to see Boston in the postseason this year because so many fucking injuries. Yeah. Like how many times Boston pitchers got injured off of comebackers this year? It has to be the most in the league.
And Sale comes back like triumphantly and he's looking good and then just hits his finger. And then of course you got fucking Judge and Rizzo and Torres are watching it on the fucking iPad. And they're like, oh, ugh. Like, it's just an insult to injury. Like they weren't trying to, but like they were just like, oh man, fucked his finger up. And I'm like, oh God, that's fucked up. Yeah. You can't even like, you can't fall behind at all. And they fall behind a little bit. And like, they needed to like stay like fortuitously healthy the rest of the year. And they did not have, like, they'd have been fucked regardless. Cause that division is so fucking good, dude. It's so good. It's so good.
if each of those teams was in different divisions, it is arguable that each of those teams is in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Those are, I mean, realistically.
Yeah. And
it is legitimately the toughest division in baseball.
Outside of probably Baltimore, I think Baltimore got a huge boost from like playing the rest of, like, they just had to play to such a high level all year that I think they just like kind of, Cinderellaed it. Like they were just like, oh shit, I think we can play with these guys. And then they just like kind of got a lot of confidence and shit. That might've been a little bit of a flash in the pan kind of thing, but all the rest of those teams are legitimate.
No, they are. And the Orioles, like, as far as like the Orioles as a team, like, they have a chance to finish the season with a winning record. Despite all the criticisms, they got rid of Trey Mancini, a couple of other good names at the trade deadline, and they actually started winning games. So I think that's, respect to them and what they were able to achieve this season.
Right.
Obviously they finished ahead of Boston. Can't dispute that. That's a thing.
And they got a couple of young guys like Adley Rutschman. Adley Rutschman's a fucking stud catcher. Stud. What is he? He's a switch hit. I think he's a switch hitting catcher, or he's either a lefty or a switch hitting catcher. He just set the Orioles rookie doubles record in Boston. Hit it off the Green Monster, and he broke fucking Cal Ripken's Orioles rookie record. So if you're on any Cal Ripken records, you're doing pretty well. You're getting. Yes, Adley Rutschman. Good Adley Rutschman. Make my rookie cards worth something.
It's no, and they managed to make a remarkable recovery, and I think that we're going to see. I think that depending on what some of these other teams do in the AFC East or the AL East, the AL East in the offseason, it could be even more the most competitive division in baseball next year, because I don't think Boston's just going to sit there. And so, that the Rays are going to somehow be competitive despite playing Moneyball. The Jays are going to build. Obviously, the Yankees are going to try and stay in contention regardless of what happens this year.
Absolutely.
That division could be even tougher next year.
Yeah, it's either going to be like Yanks it's either going to be like Yanks fucking blow everything up and come back with like some fresh faces, or it's going to be like just retool what you already had and make another run at, you know what I'm saying? Like build on what they had before. Cause I honestly don't think, like, I'm just realistic. I don't think the Yankees are going to win a World Series. I don't think they're
ready.
I don't think they're top level talent. Could they get hot and win a World Series? Absolutely. Easily get hot and win a World Series. But I don't think that they're the most talented. I think that honestly, and fucking, I don't even want to fucking hear from Josie about what I'm about to say. I think the Houston Astros are a better team. Honestly, I think they're all around a better team. It's close, but I think Houston's more talented. Honestly, I think just whole roster, and then the Los Angeles is obviously more talented than anybody. If they just are. So like they have the most top end talent. So I think they're probably 4 or 5. Honestly, I don't know if just slip somebody else in there.
The thing of it is it is looking more and more like the Yankees are going to see them and going to end up seeing the Mariners.
I like that matchup. I'm fine with that.
And it's going to be a great matchup. But the Mariners are that team that's going to play spoiler this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can definitely beat us.
And this is going to be where the Yankees may struggle, because if that Mariners team is dialed in, and that happens, that's going to be a tough exit after the season that you guys have had. And you are right, like the Astros and the Astros are the Yankees' kryptonite. It's been that way for a minute. Yeah. So it's hard for me to see a scenario where the Yankees can win the World Series, because even if they make the World Series, they're either going to be facing the Dodgers or the Cardinals. And I would take either one of those teams over the Yankees. I'm sorry.
I would feel like Cardinals is 50-50. I feel like Cardinals is
that's a 7-game series.
Yeah, that's a 7-game toss up.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Dodgers would beat us in 5 or 6, honestly. Like, but it's all about who's hot, and Aaron Judge has stayed that way the whole year. The Yankees are such a huge question mark because, dude, they have fucking so many guys coming back from the DL. Like you're looking at Matt Carpenter's probably not going to come back. If he does, it's going to be as a DH, which sucks, dude, because he was so fucking good.
Field.
God, he was so fucking good, dude. Like he would. I think he would just be like a pinch hitter if he even comes back.
But kudos to him for the recovery that he made in his career this year, because a lot of teams were just walking away from. The Cardinals cut him. The Yankees grabbing Matt Carpenter is turning into the biggest waiver wire pickup of the season because of the production that not just because of Matt Carpenter's fantastic mustache that gives Dennis Eckersley a Woody with how good that mustache is.
Just caterpillar greatness.
He is just so damn good when he's on the field, whether he's at the plate or he's in the field. He's good. He's good in the field because he's utility wise, though, because he has a fucking shit arm. He can fucking hardly throw the ball because he had that elbow surgery or whatever. So He can hardly, like, his arm is useless. Like he can't even hardly get it to the cutoff guy, but like he can play every position almost. He plays first, second. He usually plays like the right side. So he plays first, second, and right field. You can put him in left if you want to, but like, he's just like, he's multidimensional, and his bat is fucking crazy, dude. Like he went straight Bruce Wayne from Batman Begins and just went like, to Siberia and trained in the rough with Matt Holliday and shit down there in Alabama. And like, they found his swing again. If you're going to find your swing, you can find it with Matt Holliday.
That dude's a stud.
That man I remember watching him when I was a kid. Oh man. I remember watching him when I was a kid. So goddamn good.
Juicing.
Definitely juicing.
If you guys want to figure out what 150 players in Major League Baseball that were on active rosters didn't do steroids, go back and look at the bench players. Those were all of the guys who weren't doing steroids. It was all the bullpen and the bench players.
Some of those bullpen guys, because if Jay Buhner was using steroids, some of those bullpen guys were as well.
Oh, fuck yeah. Rod Beck.
Rod
just doing the just fucking so juiced out of his gourd. He's doing coke and just shooting steroids into his ass before he goes up there for like 8 pitches. Just every pitch is just a nuclear weapon. He was so psyched. He was fat too. He's probably drunk. He was pounding fucking Milwaukee's best, like in the bullpen, just like slamming them together and fucking.
Did you see? So for those of you that have never that don't know, one of the things that Dan and I do is we both play this baseball game, mobile game called MLB 9 Innings. So good. Very, very recommended if you don't play it and you like baseball. It's really fun.
I don't play video games, dude. I don't play video games, and I've been playing this game for like 6 years. It's so good.
I got him into this game, and we both of us have been playing for a long time. And they actually just announced yesterday that they're putting Mike Piazza into the game.
Yeah.
I'm thinking really hard, and it's a Dodgers card. So I may actually create it. It is. I may create a Dodgers lineup.
I have that awesome Dodgers team. I'm going to sell that Dodgers team. I'm going to sell that Dodgers team on eBay. If anybody wants to buy that Dodgers team.
What's that's so crazy is like, okay, so according to the rules, you're not supposed to do this, but like there is a market. People will buy accounts in this game that have built up and pay hundreds of dollars. I saw an account that was about a year of work better than mine that went for over $1,000. It was a Red Sox deck that went for over $1,000.
I think there's one live right now that's a Yankees team that's probably, honestly, it's like right down the line with my Yankees team, $550. There's a bid on it for $550. And I was like I think my Dodgers team might be better. And like, so I'm just gonna ask for $500. Like, I don't even play that one anymore. It's just like something I was playing for a while. And like, yeah, it's people just buy it because they don't want to do all the work. Like you just have to check in and do it for like, it's meticulous and shit.
It's a grindy game. It takes time. Like we're in like the top 20% of players, and we started a couple of years late, and so we are behind. Like there's hundreds of thousands of players in this game. But it's also very, very fun. Hold on. I think they're giving an update on tour right now.
Hopefully he didn't die.
Oh, 68 on the Bengals was who brought him down. And he like snapped him around because they were just showing.
Is that Boogie? I think that's Boogie Basham. Is a rookie. Defensive lineman. Badass motherfucker. I think he went to LSU. Boogie Basham.
I want to figure him out.
Maybe not. Might be wrong. Boogie's just such a great nickname. Like, what do you get Boogie out of? I just think booger immediately.
Hold on. Bengals number 68. Josh Tupou.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. He's a young guy too. I think he's a defensive tackle. He's taking DJ Reader's place. Interesting. So just
he grabbed Tua, had his arms around him, and was trying to bring him to the ground, and Tua kind of just snaps around. And I think it was just kind of because it was almost like when he was flinging him around, it was like he was whipping him almost. It's kind of how he reacted.
Yeah.
But no update on Tua other than he does have full control of all extremities and he is alert. He is at the hospital. So man, just hope he's all right. His career's not over.
So did he hit his head? I didn't see the play.
Yeah, he did hit his ground. Yeah.
Okay.
When he hit the ground. Yeah.
But what it sounds like is that might have been the back where he picked him up and he kind of went when he went to whip him, he had him around the waist and that back. You know, it might have been like he went limp because like his back was fucked up, and then he hit his head because he just couldn't control. You know, he can't control keeping your neck off the ground. If you're gonna hit your head,
I mean, if the back issues are created to that kid probably has a pinched nerve somewhere, and that's what's causing the problem, and they need to get that relieved. Otherwise, he's going to continue to put himself at risk because that's the kind of thing that's the kind of response that a pinched nerve can have if that's the accurate explanation. And again, This is all assumption. We're not doctors. We don't know shit, but
it's fucked up. Let's hope it's his back. That's the weird fucking part. Is like, let's just hope it's his back. I hope it's not his head. If it's his back, then shit happens. Like, okay, it's like a knee. Like fucking it's fucked up, dude. I feel sorry for him.
It sucks, but it's the recovery and the potential long-term impacts of that aren't anywhere near as horrible to think about.
Right.
As if this is all head injury and it was last week too, like holy shit. Like
yeah, I don't want fucking Tua fucking pulling a Javon Belcher and calling Josh McDaniels out at fucking running.
McDaniels.
Who is it in Miami?
Mike McDaniels.
It's Mike McDaniels. Oh,
yes.
Okay. Josh McDaniels is in Denver
for now. No,
okay,
Josh McDaniels is in Oakland right now, or Vegas.
Oh, Vegas. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah,
he's the head coach for Vegas for a couple more weeks.
Too many. I was gonna say till the bye week, till the bye week, and everyone's like, oh fuck, he's a coordinator. Yeah. They're gonna hire a new head coach and not fire McDaniels. They're just gonna downgrade him to offensive coordinator and be like, this is where you belong. Good. we actually need somebody who's actually gonna like take control of the locker room, not just draw up plays the whole time.
Well, and did you see one of the other things I wanted to talk about? Myles Garrett was in a car accident on Monday. It was in the hospital.
Yeah, I did see that. Hey,
it was announced today.
Stack's getting me the fucking information on that. Our sideline reporter Stacks.
Our sideline reporter Stacks. We'll have him again on at some point for sure. And he was issued a citation for failure to control his vehicle. He was driving too fast before he crashed, and it was a one-car crash. So maybe a one-car crash is the difference from doing that sober versus doing it drunk, Henry Ruggs.
Right. Yeah.
But he's out of the hospital. They're not sure if he's going to play. Give the dude a week off. You know, he goes through, he doesn't need to go through more car accidents on the field after just going through a real one.
Right. And
like, give a week off.
He was doing like 109 and a 35 and his fucking
he was doing over a bill.
In his Lambo fucking Enzo, whatever the fuck, whatever, like doesn't even know. He doesn't even know what it is. It's just like he just knows the doors open upward. That's all he knows. Like he knows how to drive it. But yeah, he's just going like 100 because it's probably pretty easy to just do 100. Like if you're like a 55 on an open road in one of those bigger cities, and you just have a fucking Lambo, like a fucking there's like the Lambo Marghielato or whatever the fuck it is. It probably just is easy to just like, because you can go 60 in first gear. It probably just goes,
Dude,
you're just going
so
60.
true story. The first time I drove over 100 miles an hour, my mom used to have, you remember the Chevy Aveo, the economy car that Chevy did for a few years?
Yeah.
My mom had the hatchback one of those. And I'd worked a show one night. It was back when I was doing stagehand work. I'd worked a show here locally. And then we were leaving, and it was actually I think we were actually working at the stadium where I think it may have been something I was getting ready for the Super Bowl for, if I remember correctly. And a bunch of us were leaving. We actually got to go home that night. And I was driving my mom's car. It was a hatchback Aveo. And I was just like, I haven't driven in a minute. I'm stretching my legs. I'm finally sit down, relaxed, to work 20-hour day. And I just put my foot into it. And I looked down and was like, I'm doing 110 miles an hour. I didn't even know our car could go that fast.
Wow. I mean, so it had a little bit of, a little bit of go.
They had a little bit in them. For a little four-banger, it got up and moved.
I was going to say all the newer vehicles. Like if you just buy a new vehicle though, now it's just like, they're pretty fast compared to like what we would have had to drive like we were in high school. Like the first vehicle you ever got, like my first vehicle was like an 88 Thunderbird. It was like 3-toned and the transmission was just stuck in it. So like, I mean, to go 35, you had to basically pound on it, right? You had to basically have that thing to the floor to get it to the, to
my first car was actually, I missed my first car. It was a cool little car. It was a 92 Cavalier.
Yeah. That's like the quintessential first, everybody's first car was like, it was
like, and then I drove a 90s Saturn for a while. I actually like that as a car. That Saturn made good cars. They just didn't get the respect they deserve, but those things were reliable as fuck, man.
At one point on both of those vehicles was part of the fiberglass falling off of the body. Was it falling off? Okay. That's I mean, that's just a given. Yeah. It was falling off, and then the hubcaps just disappear. You don't even know where they go.
The first truck I ever bought, it was a 1976 GMC 350 pickup truck. Ooh. So this was the old metal bodies, had enough room for that 350 engine in it, along with a small family to take up. You could rent it out as an Airbnb.
Do you know how much that thing's worth now, man?
Dude, this thing was so rusted out. Like there were literally like, this was one of those where it was rusted all over the place. I had holes in the floorboard. I'd shoot at the time, and I didn't have to have a spit cup, because I just got real good at hitting that hole while I was driving down the road. Yeah. But I did learn not to do that when girls were in the car, because they did not think that was cool.
I mean, it was just convenience. It was a convenience thing.
It wasn't. Yeah. I
mean, I learned how to drive.
Littering. I'm spitting. I'm not littering because I don't have a cup full of nasty crap in there. It's spit it out. I was being environmental.
That tobacco is biodegradable, guy. It's a plant in the first place. It's going to go right back into the ground. It'll just go right through those cracks in the road and go right back into the ground. No, I learned how to drive a stick on a 1953 Ford F100, which I still have.
Ooh.
And you can literally,
you have?
Yeah. We call it a Hulk. It's got a 460 in it. It's got a 460 Cobra jet in it, which is not original. That's not original, guys.
That's not original.
That's not original. But like you can see the gears. Like when you're shifting, like when I would drop the clutch, I could see that the clutch would drop out, and I could see where it was just a hole in the floor. Yeah, dude. The transmission's just right there. The transmission's right there. And like there was an actual hole in the floor, because my dad just didn't give a fuck. And he was like, yeah, he's like, you can just see it all right there. He's like, that's how that happens. Like, and I could actually see the gears like dropping out and like changing gears. And I was like, that's actually a really good way to learn how to drive a manual transmission, because you're actually like seeing what's going on in it. And it's just super simple. You're like, oh, okay. Like it just drops out and you just go, okay, to the next one. And it's like, it's very simple if you just can just see it, but it's just weird.
You can see my ADHD ass would have crashed if I had that, because I'd have been spending all that time looking down. That's so cool. God damn it.
Right. Yeah. Just distracted as fuck. My dad also put me on like a 1955 Kenworth tractor one time. And he was like, yeah, drive this to the farm. And I was like, Dad, I have no fucking idea what this is. I was like, what is all of this stuff? I was like, where's the gas pedal? He's like, there's no gas pedal. It's a throttle. It's like, you just pull it. I was like, what? He showed me like 3 things. He was like, here's first, and just pull this. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to meet you out there. I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. I was so scared. Like, and you're like 13 feet in the air, dude. You're up there. You're up there. And I'm just cruising along. Like, I have no idea.
Especially with those older ones, because they're so goddamn heavy, and it's like moving a boat to get those things to fucking move. Like the way they move, like you feel the entire thing move with one thing. So there's no independent suspension on those old ass tractors. Right. So first time you get on it, you're just it's horrifying, man.
Yeah, I had only ridden it on the wheel, the wheel cover, the basically the part right next to the wheel, and like you're literally just on top of one of the huge ass wheels, and like I had just ridden on it, and then like he was just like, yeah, you can drive. I was like 13. He didn't give a fuck, dude. He's drinking beers, like, oh yeah, you're good, and he just meets me out there. Didn't follow me or anything. Just didn't follow me. He was out there 20 minutes before I was. He was just like, oh yeah, you made it. I was like, fuck. I guess I made it.
Well, when I had to learn how to drive stick, so like I understood the components of it, but I hadn't really gotten a lot of time to drive it. And I had taken my mom to work because her car was messing up or something was up. I had taken her to work because her boyfriend was using her car. He came back, dropped her car off, and left. I can't remember what he was doing. And my car was, I can remember what it was. And then my car started messing up when I came home from taking her to work. Well, she needed medicine. So I had to drive her car, which was a mid-90s Saturn that was a stick shift. I had to drive that and find it and grind it from the center of Cameron all the way up to the Cameron Walmart and then back home.
How many times
car out like 4 times? Like
I was going to say, I was going to say over under. I was going to say the over under is 3.5 on the how many times you killed it. I
killed it like 4 times. But here's the thing: once I actually got that timing down and figured it out, I became a better drummer because I got more comfortable with the alternating my feet and timing and all of that.
Absolutely,
it was actually really useful. I miss having a stick shift for a car.
They're fun. And the weird thing is now they're like, after about the late 90s, they became kind of unnecessary.
What's up, Will?
Hey, buddy. They became kind of unnecessary because now the automatics are so good that there's almost no way that you can shift better than the new automatic. You know what I'm saying? Like those automatic transmissions now are just like, there's almost no way you can manually shift better. It's almost just like because you want to do it. Like if you get a manual now, it's because you want to actually drive it.
That's exactly what it is. I just want to be able to do it myself. Like it's just something to do, so not fucking around.
Yeah, and in the older cars, like I have a 72 Mustang, and like it's an automatic, and like in those cars you could probably learn how to drive it and get a feel for it better with the manual, but it's still close. And then like now it's just like anything after like 2000, dude, just get a fucking automatic. Like unless you want to drive the manual.
And that's the thing is it's like they're so amazing now, and the they're so amazing now. It is so streamlined and simple and efficient. I get it, but I just like driving a stick shift more.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it feels like that Mustang and that F100, you feel like you're driving an engine. No, just my lighting. No. Well, I changed my lighting up a little bit. Will, thanks for noticing.
But yeah, no. So I thought that
only Will would notice.
By the way, 6 minutes left in Thursday Night Football. Bengals are up on the Dolphins 20-15. Still haven't heard anything else on Tua other than that he does have control of his extremities. He is okay. He's just at the hospital, but we'll keep you updated if we hear anything.
If you would have had to guess before the game, what quarterback are we going to get worried about injuries? Burrow or Tua? You're picking Burrow all day because of that offensive line.
And that offensive line has actually started to find shape. They've done pretty well. I don't know if that's more a downside on the defense of the Dolphins.
Yeah, that might be the issue.
I mean, the Dolphins were the only undefeated team.
Right. What we expected. Exactly what we expected before the season. The Dolphins.
So you don't get it's. They've had some games where their defense kept people to low scores. So their defense isn't bad.
Right. It's just
so I think that even though it was a short week, I think the Bengals line is finally starting to get in sync, and I hope that that's true.
Do you notice in the NFL, like kind of what you just said, like so it used to be like in the early 2000s, there was like defenses that you could like point out, like the Ravens defense. It was like, oh, the Ravens defense, they're going to get takeaways. And right. There's almost none of those now. Like what defense can you just point at right now and go, that defense is fucking dominant? Like that defense just comes out and they win the game for that team.
The Cowboys defense.
Kind of. I mean, does the Cowboys defense just go out?
Don't get me wrong. Cooper Rush is okay. Don't get me wrong. Cooper Rush is okay, But the reason that Dallas Cowboys are not 0-3 right now has everything to do with that defense and not Cooper Rush.
Right, but what I'm saying, are they on the level? They're not on the level of like the Legion of Boom, and like.
Oh no. Okay,
do you know what I'm saying?
I
like
see what you're saying. Like that elite.
The
Because
Bears.
the game is so offensive now.
The Bears with Urlacher and fucking you know what I'm saying? Like the Bears with Urlacher and all those guys. Like there's just almost no defenses now because of how the game is. Like you can't hit anybody anymore. Like that was those Bears defense and that was those Ravens defense's thing. Like Ed Reed was headhunting out there. He was going helmet to helmet on a bunch of dudes. Ray Lewis was hitting people hard in the fucking face. Like he was hitting you guys, and like that was the fear factor. And now they don't have it. Like shout out Joe Rogan, fear factor. But they don't now they don't have it. Like because you can't really hit anybody anymore. So now it's just like be the best bend but don't break defense, and then hopefully your offense is like above it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so weird.
Bills defense is looking pretty good this year. I'll give you that, Will. 49ers,
but that's not even like. But Will, that's not even like this. On the Bills, that's not even their best side of the ball. Like their offense is the scary part. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not even their best side of the ball. It's like there's no more Ravens with Trent Dilfer, you know, like clearly, like where you're like clearly like it's almost better to be on defense in 2001 if you're a Baltimore Ravens fan. Like it's like there's nobody like that because of how much the game has changed even from then. Like it's changed so much that like you have to be bend don't break. Like the Chiefs have been really good at it. The Chiefs have been like that they just don't give up. They get key takeaways is the thing now. Like you have to force fumbles and get interceptions. And then when you do, return the fuck out of those things. Like Deion Sanders would be so good in the NFL right now, dude. Because it would just be...
Deion would eat.
Bite on everything. Yeah, you just be bite on everything and fucking just take it to the house. Like when you get the ball, take it as far as you can the other way. And that's like what you are on defense. You're not fucking punish you anymore because you can't hit anybody. You just can't. So like, it's just going to be up and down and do the best you can to not have somebody score 50. That's basically like that's defense in the NFL now. And it's entertaining.
It's like we've actually seen quite a few low scoring games in the first 3 weeks of the season that you don't normally see this many low scoring games. Like there was a game last week where the final score was literally 11-10.
Yeah. That just
like
that shows you how much. I mean, that shows you how much those defenses are. I'm not saying that the defense is less talented at all. I'm just saying like those guys are still freaks, dude. They're just limited in what they can do. Like if you take them back to 2001, a lot of these teams they're gonna fucking dominate too because they can hit people in the fucking mouth and you just can't do it anymore. The Steelers, Wade, stacks on the Steelers, like James Harrison.
Yeah. I'll just Steelers.
Those Harrison and obviously Palu. Okay. But lining up in fucking Pat McAfee's C gap. Have you seen that story? Holy shit. Oh my God. I laugh my ass off every time I hear that one. He's talking about how Palomalu ruined his fucking life. But
Bengals just got an interception, returned it to the 45, their own 45. That could be the game.
Who got it? Was it Minka? Minka Fitzpatrick?
What number is Minka?
I think he's like 36.
No, hold on here. What is it?
Which Alabama player on that NFL defense? Which 5 Alabama players on every NFL defense got that interception?
No, I think it is 24.
I just know that Amos Zaraway used to wear 24 for the Bengals. That was a long time ago.
Von Bell.
Interesting.
Von Bell caught that pick.
Did he go to Alabama? Alabama or LSU? That's what most of the defenses in the NFL are made out of. Alabama and LSU teams. Georgia. There's a lot of Georgia guys. Most SEC, they're just SEC college defenses, but they got older and better.
Nope. He was in Ohio State.
Or Big Ten defenses that got better.
Well, Big Ten. I mean, Big Ten defense. That's their
thing.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
if you look at Ohio State, you're not looking at their quarterback. You're looking at their defense.
I don't know though, man, because they run quarterbacks through there too. They run quarterbacks. They run wide receivers through there now, like it's their job.
Really? Oh, okay.
Absolutely. Chris Olave and fucking Michael Thomas and yeah, bro.
Okay,
bro. They've had
they've had that one.
Oh yeah, Pat Fryermuth was a tight end there. They just I'm missing a bunch of them, but they've had.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
They're just loaded every year though too. I mean, they're loaded every year. The only outside of what Oklahoma's in the SEC now, aren't they?
Not yet, but it's about to happen. I think it's 2 years away.
I think Oklahoma's where's
Jamar Chase just caught like a 25-yard pass.
I figured your Oklahoma fan be fucking with me already if I said Oklahoma. I just throw it out there and see if she'll fuck with me about it.
She may be watching.
We're gonna see it here in a second. Go on. But yeah, they're the only team that like outside of the Big Ten and the SEC that runs through talent all the time. Like they just
I'm interested to see the impact of the impact on Oklahoma's program because they're going into a much harder conference. And there's the talent level that they're going to see. I think it increases. Yes, there's more money, but I think they also face a bigger talent. Oklahoma has actually been to a bowl game at least every year for the last 20 or every year since 2001.
Yeah, dude. Nebraska just broke like 3 years ago, like a 58 straight year bowl game record. Like they were in a bowl game for 58, something stupid. It was like over 50 years. And they just missed one under old Scotty Frost. Old Scotty Frost. We need to get Frost on the show.
That'd
be a good interview. You just have a big old dip on his mouth.
What we could do, I have an idea. Let's bring Scott Frost and Cliff Kingsbury in, and maybe between the two of them, they can figure out how to be half of a coach.
Do you think that they would actually, like, if we put them on camera and made them talk for long enough, that they would like talk themselves into like some spiraling like Tasmanian devil type shit where they would like come out and it would be like they would just transform into one coach, and it would be like Cliff Frost, and it's Cliff Frost, and it looks like they had a baby, and it's like a young, and he's very like his neck's all fucked up.
I mean, you never know. Next season,
he becomes Nebraska's
Cliff Kingsbury in Nebraska.
Yeah,
you could have Cliff Kingsbury in Nebraska. He gets, Cardinals are already falling back apart again. So Cliff gets his pink slip. You may see him in Nebraska next year.
I mean,
I
me and
would
Wade,
not be surprised if that happened.
Wade and I just want Kingsbury so we can hang out with him. Like we're not even worried about the team. We just want to. We're gonna go down there. We're gonna figure out where he lives. We're gonna figure out like where he likes to hang out and drink at. We're just gonna go hang out with Cliff because why not? Why you hate him? We figured we'd love him, and I think I'd probably like him as a human. So we're gonna go figure out where Cliff hangs out at.
I have no interest in hanging out with models. I'm sure they have their own value in deep conversations about colors and facial expressions, but not really my style.
Colors and seasons and colors. Seasons and colors. Frost though playing fucking golf, dude. Like anybody who didn't hear that, I fucking before the last game that Scott Frost coached at Nebraska, I have personal friend eyewitness played 18 holes with Scott Frost the morning of the last game that he coached at Nebraska. Played 18 at like noon.
How did he hit?
In Lincoln by himself. He's really good. He's really good. He beat everybody. Yeah. I mean, he's really good at everything he does, Tony. Because
except for coaching college football.
Well, that's the thing. Like he obviously is fucking, world elite talent at coaching football because he was a fucking, a Power 5, and I mean, not many guys get to be that. So I mean, but like, yeah, apparently he's really good. But Dipachaw all the time. Big old Dipachaw, but like, yeah, just playing 18 holes like the game. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, shouldn't you be like I think he knew. I think that probably Trev Alberts probably told him. Trevor Alberts probably told him like before, it was like, hey, bro, you're probably gone. Like, no matter what you do, you're probably. And then he went out and lost. He was like, ah, fuck this. But I just found an autographed kids fucking styrofoam football. Trev Alberts, the Nebraska's athletic director, and it's signed to my sister. Just found it. I was like, oh, sweet. Trev Alberts, 34. He wore 34 as defensive end at Nebraska. And it's just on there. Trev Alberts. Interesting, yeah. Just found it. Hanging out. What happens when you're in Nebraska?
Yeah, well, I think that what Stack said last week is pretty correct, and Cincinnati just scored again. I think that I like sticking with Mickey as head coach. Just make sure you got somebody on the staff at least that's that's got those Big Ten ties and just stack.
Was he saying like into next year? Stick with him?
Yeah.
Okay. He was, wasn't he? Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think you should like don't try and make a like at this point, why are you trying to make splashes anymore? Like try and build from within, just like have somebody who's low key. Like we need to downgrade expectations at this point. Like because expectations are actually killing like any kind of actual chance at rebuilding the program because like we got to win right now. Like when Frost came in, dude, it was like, oh, he had just went 13-0 at Central Florida. And people were like, oh shit, he's going to fucking win the Big Ten. No, motherfucker. We are not that team anymore. Nebraska fans, look at me. Look at me in my fucking sunglassed eyes. We are not 1995 Nebraska anymore. We don't get corn-fed white dudes who can just go out there and fucking dominate the offense. Like, they're not there. It doesn't happen. It's not the same team. Nobody wants to come to Lincoln, Nebraska and play college football unless somebody's paying them.
And Will is exactly correct. That was the other thing I want to talk about. Herm Edwards
would be
like I don't know, because I mean there's been some interesting reports about Herm Edwards and his time in Arizona, and that and one of the big things was that they had interns and people within the organization that were giving inside information to the competitors that the Sun Devils were going to be facing because they wanted Herm fired.
Yeah.
That is fucking with people's futures. How fucking dare you? Also, though,
let's look at it. I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second. Why? Why would they be doing that? Like, would you, I mean, maybe they're getting paid for it and there's no personal hit against Herm. Okay. I don't know Herm Edwards. From all accounts, he seems like a swell guy, and swell is the best word for him. But like it is, he's just a swell guy. But like, why are they doing that? Like if there's multiple people doing that, there's a reason probably. Like they do what is Herm Edwards doing that like all these people don't like him? You know what I'm saying? Like what's he doing? Is he a weirdo?
There was some reports that there was a lot of issues and like he didn't want to take time to learn the rules around like recruiting and stuff like that. And so I guess he kept doing things that could have gotten them in trouble, and they had to correct course and stuff like that. Like he didn't want to learn the rules. He just wanted to coach.
Right. And it's that old school shit where he was just stuck in his ways so much that he was just like, oh, well, I could just fuck it. I can just do whatever I want. And then people were like, no, bro, like you got to like follow these guidelines. So we're all going to get fired. And that I can see that. Like, and he's probably a nice guy, but he refuses to do anything transition. Like he's just who Herm's going to be.
Right.
Herm's who Herm's going to be.
If that was going to be the case, why would you have hired him in the first place? Like, maybe you bring him on as like, an assistant coach or something like that, like an offensive coordinator or something. You shouldn't have somebody that doesn't have that true collegiate experience.
Well, Tony, you don't know that though. You don't know
lead your program.
I bet he interviews like a fucking hoss. I bet he interviews like, I bet he comes in there and people just like, oh my God, I love this person. And they're like, yes, let's get him in here. And then he wears on you probably from that fucking old school shit, probably just wears on you know what I'm saying? Like he just, fuck it. I'm not not going to learn how to do that. I already know how to do everything with football. And like, they're just like, fuck, dude, this guy's an idiot. But like, that's probably what happened. And they were just like, fuck, we got to get him out of here somehow. Like, I don't know how else we're going to do it. Then trade it. But it seems like trading inside information is a little bit far to go than just being like, hey, Herm, like, leave. Like, why don't they just fire him? You don't got to like trade the guys, get him purposely beat for fucking a year and a half. I don't understand why that's necessary, but that's why it makes me think that maybe there's something that Herm was doing. Maybe he was just a dick, like it seems like he was kind of a dick. Like, yeah, I know everything about football. So fuck you. Fuck you. I can recruit whoever I want and pay him.
Yeah.
No, you can't, Herm. It's not the Jets.
Well, and what year did the Bucs win the Super Bowl the first time? What was it? Was it 2001?
01.
It was 01. Okay, so he wasn't on the Bucs Super Bowl team. No, okay, so how does he? Sorry, that's my dog. How does he? He doesn't have rings to flash around. Just a second.
It's all right. It's your puppy. The puppy. Your puppies are out of control. They're actually out of control and adorable.
Okay, so apparently my pizza's here.
CNA. Oh, yeah. I'll smell that fucker from the car.
No, they probably, the pizza guy knocked on the door and they went shit. Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, as we wrap up today, Barry Bonds is the home run champion.
Will somebody stay that way,
and it will stay that way.
Gonna take a while.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. The change of the shift, you never know. You may see some stuff start to happen.
But
I don't know.
The shift, though, doesn't really affect power, does it? I mean,
well, but if you don't have a shift there, you're not thinking about changing where you're hitting the ball. You're just hitting it where it's going to go.
Right. And so you're getting fucking really good pull swings on everything. I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're just going to fucking pull it no matter what. So like you're not even worried about the fucking infield shift because you're just going to hit you're just going to hit a right field bomb. There's going to be right field bombs. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But 73 though, Tony, is Aaron Judge showing you the fucking recipe for doing it though? Because everybody's comparing this to that Bonds year. Like I hear all these dudes like this is Barry Bonds, like not numbers wise, but it's like Barry Bonds, like he doesn't take pitch. Like if you pitch to him and you throw him strikes, it's fucking a small Italian ship gondola. Like you better, that fucker's like, he's going to hit it a long way. And so you have to either walk him or fucking not pitch to him. Like try and get him to chase. And it's almost impossible. Like, I think that might be the recipe for hitting, and it doesn't seem like it, 'cause it would seem like swing at everything and trying to hit it out of the park. It's like, no, bro, don't swing at anything that is outside of the strike zone. Not one fucking thing. Let them walk you. And then when they do give you a pitch, you know exactly where it's going to be. They have to throw it in one spot, and that's all you look for. And when you get it, you just fucking hit it out. And that's probably the recipe. And I think that there's probably a bunch of impatient dudes who are up there like, right?
I think that's a pretty accurate statement. There's a lot of impatient hitters. And I think that's one of the things about hitting against the shift is there's so many pitchers or there's so many hitters that don't want to train their eye and wait for that pitch that they can just lead into that opposite direction. They just want the gimme. Well, Aaron Judge has a good enough eye that he can wait for the gimme, but most players don't have that.
And these pitchers aren't giving you a fucking gimme, bro. Like they know, like they just watched you on a fucking iPad in the dugout. They just watched everything that you take, everything that you try and pull, everything that you fucking swing out of the zone at. They just went, oh yeah, so I'm gonna throw them the whole time. Like they have all the information on you already. So like if you're doing the same shit, these guys are good enough. They're gonna fucking beat you, dude. They're gonna beat you. Like, so you have to beat them just by being super patient, make them throw strikes to you, and know where your zone is at. Like just take pitches all the time. Just look at pitches, see where everything's at. And just try and, we're talking about incredibly difficult stuff. Like, it's so hard to do. But like at the same time,
like we could do it.
Like I could just sit there and go, well, yeah, No, that was a ball. That was a ball. The only time I knew that a pitch was a ball was when the umpire went, "That's ball one." That's the only time. I didn't fucking know. I was like, ah, shit. Like when I struck out looking a lot, I was like, that's his ball. And it just fucking ring me up. It's like 1-2, and I'm like, yeah, 2-2. Nope, not 2-2. It went right down the middle. I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, it's incredibly hard to do. Like it's really hard to do shit. But that is, if you're a good player, like that's the recipe. It's just lay off everything.
Final in Cincinnati, Bengals 27, Dolphins 15. Let's remember as we think about this injury to Tua, this is not anything that is negative against him. He was playing his ass off. He's been playing his ass off. If anything wrong happened here, it was the Dolphins organization, and they deserve to face scrutiny for it.
The best description of Tua Tagovailoa as a player is like, he's a good little player. That's just a good little player.
You know, I will say, and I will say his arm is better this year than it was last year. He is getting more power and more he's getting farther down the field with that ball than he was before.
Bro, we talked about this. That arm strength stuff is overrated because you have the three elite guys that really show you, like, they're like, holy shit, with like elite fucking cannon arm, you can do some absolutely ridiculous shit, right? But that's not normal stuff. Like Tua is a fucking NFL quarterback who has a probably average strength arm, which is still fucking harder than any of us talking right now or listening can fucking throw a football. Like it's harder than it's further and harder than any of us can fucking throw a football, right? Like it just is. And like, so he have above average NFL strength? No, because you're talking about guys that can throw a football 70 yards in the air. That's fucking stupid. And like can throw it like almost 100 miles an hour, which is fucking stupid. Like that's a football, but like 80 miles an hour, whatever the fuck it is. But yeah, he's got a very accurate arm, and you can make a whole career out of that. Look at Drew Brees. Drew Brees with his weird facial birthmark, just out there fucking throwing for 70,000 yards.
I'm happy for him that his talent, because the critique of that roster starting off the season was that they were a quarterback away from winning a Super Bowl.
It was.
Maybe Tua shutting some people up and saying, "Now we're here now," and you know what? That would be great. The Dolphins fans deserve to have that. They haven't had that in a long time. If he can just actually legitimately be competitive, that's great.
He seems like he's a really good kid too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like he's a good guy. Like he seems like he's a good guy.
He rides with the criticism really well too, which I really respect guys that are able to do that.
He's like Tebow, except for he's not trying to be like Jesus Christ Superstar. Like he's all about like that Christian life and stuff, and like he just seems like he's like actually about it though, and not trying to like. I'm not saying Tebow's not. I'm not trying to, but there's like it just seems like he doesn't try and use it. Like Tebow tried to use that shit a lot for stuff that he shouldn't have used it for.
And I think that there's like I think you're right about Tua though. He approaches it similar to how I do with my faith. Like, yes, I've got it, but I'm just going to live it. I'm not going to shove it down people's throats. I'm not going to make people feel bad for not believing the same thing I do. And I'm going to respect what they believe as well, because they have their reason for believing that. And he just lives. He's an example of a positive dude. You couldn't ask for better attitude from your guy that's under center. Like, really.
He's a little more overt than you would be, I think, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a little more overt. Like he does like the crosses on his stuff, but like that's not
okay. Yeah,
I'm not saying he's not trying to like push it on it. He's not trying to push it. Like it is what it is.
He's just honest about it, and I think Tebow and now I think part of the thing with Tebow was that how popular it blew up as far as his kneeling is concerned after touchdowns. I think that had a lot to do with that whole thing, because outside of that, he was just a normal guy. Like, interviewing after a win, it's like, I just give thanks to God, my family, my friends, my girlfriend, whatever. Like, outside of that, that was just normal. But now, because that became such a big topic, now that is what he does. He does spend a lot of time in faith-based activities when it comes to some of his stuff where he talks and stuff like that. That's completely his prerogative. Not speaking out against it. I think I liked Tim Tebow. I thought that he was a very talented dude. I think in a better situation, I think if he would have been in a better situation for him, I think I think Tim Tebow has a bigger impact on the league. But I also understand that because of the situations that he was in, he did not. Outside of the fact that he has as many playoff wins as Lamar Jackson.
He does. And like, look at I see what you did there. But look at fucking like how similar they really are as like players. Like how the evolution of the game went. Lefties went to a fucking SEC school, power, right? Were underrated probably coming out of college because they went to SEC powers, right? Obviously Tebow can make a case for being the greatest college football player of all time. You could make a legitimate Tim Tebow is the greatest college football player of all time statement.
It's arguable, yeah. I think honestly, I don't know. I would have to say that it's tough for me because when you look at some of the stuff like I know that Manziel is going to be in that conversation. Baker is probably going to be talked about a little bit, but I don't think those are quite as much. But obviously, still Heisman winners in their own right. But I mean, he's definitely
greatest college quarterback, because I think you probably have to break it into sections because I don't think greatest college quarterback, which would obviously naturally kind of convert to greatest player. But like Ron Dane, if you're going to go greatest player of all time statistically, Ron Dane's the greatest, probably the greatest college player of all time.
What about Reggie Bush?
Reggie Bush didn't play the whole 4 years. So Ron Dane numbers wise has Reggie Bush fucking crushed, but like explosiveness, Reggie Bush is fucking jumping off the page and being like, wow, that guy fucking was good.
So let me ask you this. Fresh out of college in the draft, are you taking Ron Dane or are you taking Reggie
Bush? 100% Reggie Bush.
Okay. That's my point.
But we're breaking it down to just college player. Like we're not taking any of those guys high. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not taking fucking Reggie Bush. We're not taking Ron Dane. We're not taking fucking Tim Tebow high because
that's fair.
Because they converted to the college game better, and particularly because of their position. Reggie Bush was a weird one because you think Reggie Bush would have had more success in the NFL, but Reggie's got a lot of. I love Reggie Bush, dude. I used to have pictures of Reggie Bush on my fucking. He graduated from college the same year as I graduated from high school, so I had, I used to wear the left.
He was really popular when I was coming out of high school too.
I used to wear the left sleeve. I would do the. I actually bought an Under Armour. I actually bought an Under Armour shirt that did the the long sleeve one and cut the right sleeve off and did the left sleeve, right, for Reggie Bush. Like I was a huge Reggie Bush fan. So like I hate saying this, but like Reggie's got a lot of quit in him. Reggie's got a lot of quit in him.
I'll give you that.
And it's because go watch his fucking Helix High School highlight films. He was playing against like Class C style kids that were just like he could literally just throw them on the ground, and like he rushed for like something stupid like 7,000 yards in high school or something like that. Like just out there just fucking throwing guys on the ground, and like it just became like, oh, I could just be good at every level. And he got to the NFL and he was like, oh fuck, these guys are good too. And like that was what happened. And like he did well for a second.
He went from the big fish in the small pond to a big fish in a big, or to regular sized fish in a big pond.
Yeah, and then fucking what's his name got his hands on him that one fucking hit where the dude swung it out into the flat. And yeah, that's look at I want you to go back and I'll prove my point. Go back and look at Reggie Bush's stats after he takes probably one of the fiercest midsection blows that anybody's ever taken in an NFL game. Like that's a car wreck. He got into a car crash.
And I can't remember who that was
in the fucking. It was a safety.
Was it Ed Reed?
No, but it was a good safety. It was fuck, dude. Now it's gonna kill me. But like it was Breeze, I think. Floated it out to him, like floated a screen pass out to him, and he turns around to catch it, and the dude is on a full sprint, and Reggie Bush is going sideways, catches it, and he just gets midsection, dude. And I know how that feels when you get solar plexus. Like, oh my God, anything that you had breath wise is gone. You might as well just start sucking oxygen. But he gets up and then realizes he can't breathe. Oh my God, dude. It's probably going to be like, I'll say 35-31. And I think in 35-31 Nebraska, actually.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. They get a W. because it's Indiana. That's how far we've fallen, Wade. We get wins against basketball schools. That's our let's just schedule North Carolina and Duke, and we'll get North Carolina and Duke on the schedule. We'll get some fucking Butler in there, and we'll win 9 games. We'll just play basketball schools. Play all basketball schools. Gonzaga. We'll throw Gonzaga in there. We'll get the Zags on the old football schedule.
The NFLPA did put out a statement. Player health and safety is at the core of the union's mission. Our concern tonight is for Tua, and we hope for a full and speedy recovery. Our investigation into the potential protocol violation is ongoing. The NFLPA was already investigating if the protocol was violated in this situation before he played today. So
I wish we could show that. I wish we could show that clip and be like, "Hey, what do you guys think about this? Is that a back, or is that anybody who's on here right now? Like, is that a back or is that a head? Because it looks like he fucking got his bell rung.
It does look like he got his bell rung.
I've seen guys get their bell rung, and that sure looked like a guy getting his bell rung. And then they said it was back. But at the same time, I can see if you fucking. I've never had a back spasm before, so I don't know what it feels like. But he looked like he was a little woozy.
So when you're watching these movements, think about it, because with where they said it was a back spasm in the lower back, issues around like L4, L5. Okay. I have issues down there myself. And so when you think about the way that his body started to move and and think about it like this, with that spot and where it's at, when that spasm happens, imagine. So when you think about his movement, he's walking around, he's kind of wobbly because of his back. And then all of a sudden that spasm gets that much worse.
And you're already off balance.
And you just drop because of the pain. I am not going to say that I can't say with my experience with back spasms that what happened to him last week, if you just look at after the play, it is not impossible to me to think that it could be back spasms. But when you look at the hit that he took, I can understand why there's a lot of skepticism, and I'm skeptical as well, because I'm not convinced, but we'll see what happens. This is going to be a great opportunity for the NFL to demonstrate their seriousness to player health and safety when it comes to head injuries.
I saw a guy walk like that one time, Tony, and you know what he did? He got taken out of the game, and he snuck to the end of the sideline, and checked himself back in to the game on defense. He was an offensive player. Checked himself back into the game on defense and called a timeout. Not a joke. Actually happened. Yeah, so that's what guys usually do when I see them walk like that. Is they usually do weird shit, have no idea where the fuck they're at because they just got their fucking bell rung, and they check themselves back in on defense and then realize that they're on defense and they call a timeout because they have no fucking idea where they're at. That's usually what happens when I see guys walk like that.
That's insane.
So he literally was he was mad that they took him out because he had no idea that it was fucking third down and we had to punt. And so we punted, and then he checked himself back into the game, ran onto the field and checked somebody out. Was like, "Hey bro, I'm in for you," and realized that he was playing defense and called a timeout.
Okay.
Where are you at? Where are you at on your when you see a punt and go, I guess that's our team.
How
get back out there?
How do you, as a coaching staff, let somebody like that go unsupervised?
They didn't.
That's my question.
They didn't know. That was in 2008 though. So this is before all that. It's still that you can still get your fucking shit run and go out and play, and people are just like, yeah, fucking tough it out. Which is so stupid, but at the same time, it's that's just what happens. I mean, that's
the dumbest mentality to have in that situation.
Yeah,
that's just dangerous life, and the most life endangering.
A lot of guys cry. A lot of guys cry. They have so much. So they literally don't understand when they get their bell rung that they have that much adrenaline. Sheldon Brown, Eagles. Yep. Eagles corner or safety. You think he was a corner?
He was a secondary. Yeah.
But he got fucking straight zone coverage. He knew exactly where that thing was going. And Drew Brees is dumbass. I almost hate Drew Brees for that pass. It was Drew Brees, right, Wade? I think it definitely had to have been. like just floated this motherfucker because he was under pressure and he just went, okay, that's an outlet, and just kind of tossed it up to him. And the pass is what fucked Reggie Bush over, because the pass took forever to get to him. And you can just see from like 6 yards, Sheldon Brown is going downhill 100%. He's just going to fucking light him up.
And this is where the value. So let me ask you this then. So if Breeze puts heat on that and it's more of a bullet pass instead of a floater, okay? We'll use the Madden terms for this. Does Reggie Bush not take as bad of a hit if it's straight, if it's more on a line and less on a balloon?
Absolutely. If he throws a bullet pass, it gets knocked down by the defensive end. That's the reason it was a float pass, because he's got a defensive end literally in his face, and he throws it over the top of the defensive end to get it out to the flat, and it becomes a floating pass to the flat because he's got to get it over the defensive end who's running at him with his hands up. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes it the float pass. And it just happened, and it just takes forever to get to him, dude. Like, you can see it, and you can just see Sheldon Brown's coming downhill. Like, Sheldon Brown has nobody out there. It's the only, like, I think it was probably a screen that didn't work, and they just blew it up, and immediately, like, and Drew Brees probably shouldn't have threw the pass. What would happen in the NFL today, luckily, is that they would have blown a whistle when that thing's 3/4 of the way to Reggie Bush, and they see Sheldon Brown coming downhill like that. There's somebody's blowing their whistle. Somebody's going, nope. and you can back, and it would literally would have been like Reggie Bush would have heard it, and Sheldon Brown would have laid off at the last second. And it probably still would have hit him, but it would have been like just like a quick, like, they just would have kind of pushed off each other, basically, is what would have happened. That split second's all that matters. That split second, if they would have blown the whistle and Sheldon Brown would have been able to pull up and maybe hit him still, but Sheldon Brown knew that they ain't blowing no fucking whistle, dude. and he thinks he's going to catch the ball. Good fucking luck. I'm going to hit him as hard as I can. He's running down. Oh, God, I can't imagine that. Like, it makes me hurt. I'm like, oh, God.
No. Okay. All right. Well, it is our time of the evening. For those of you that have been in the chat has been hella active tonight. Will, Wade, Alicia, I saw you there. I know you were in there for a little bit. Everybody else watching, we appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. You can catch me. Winter Meetings will return Sunday night, 9 Eastern. A couple of weeks, we actually will have a author on the Winter Meetings talking about a great book about baseball that I have but can't figure out where it is, and talking about some of the most amazing records that may never be broken but are in the from the dead ball era. Like, I know there's a really great section about Ty Cobb in that book that I've been working my way through.
Some of Cy Young's are fucking amazing. Young,
I think Cy Young is in there too.
Cy Young went like 33-1 one year.
So it is. So the name of the author that we're going to have is Ronald T. Waldo. The name of the book that he is going to be talking about and promoting, it's called Dead Ball Trailblazers, Single Season Records of the Modern Era.
Those are old trading card pictures.
Yeah, and and I'm talking like there's stuff in here from like early 1900s. You got like guys like Napoleon LaJoie, Jack Chespo, Ty Cobb,
Honus Wagner.
I know.
Honus is probably in there. He might have been a little later.
No, Honus isn't in here, and Cy Young isn't in here like I thought, but I know he's working on another book, and
I'm sure he's done the research. So those are probably way better than
the amount of detail that's in this book is unreal. I've been reading my way through it, and it's absolutely fantastic. Like, I'm hoping I can talk him into letting me do the audiobook for it, because that would be really cool.
I like that stuff. That's almost like just like how different was the Earth when there were dinosaurs. That's literally how much difference that is between.
This is a legitimate baseball history book, for like people that want to be like true scholars of the game. Like,
I've read a couple of those. I've been to prison, Tony. I've read a lot of baseball books. A lot of baseball books. There was a library. There was a library there.
There will be just a heads up for Saturday for those of you that are fans. There will be no Geek Gauntlet podcast this week. That will return next week, though. And then, of course, you will see Dan and I Monday night, 10 p.m. Eastern on the Sports Report right here on Pinfall. Any final thoughts?
No. I mean, no. I'm lost. Aaron Judge, all rise. Get you 62, bud. If he wins a Triple Crown, yeah, lay him off. Yeah, lay off of him after he hits 62. Let him hit like 63, 64 if he wants to, whatever. But like, yeah, lay him off. But also not maybe because I hate that rest shit before fucking, because he's already gonna get the whole first round too.
Yeah, because they're not gonna have to play the wild card
at least, yeah. So like he's gonna get the whole. So maybe just play him out, dude. Let him see how many he can hit, and then you got that whole rest. He's gonna have plenty of rest. And Judge doesn't
be like an extra 4 days or 3 or 4 days of rest though, because those games for the wild card, I'm pretty sure with the format they're pretty close together. Because it's only I think it's only a 3 game. No, that wild card round is only 3 games.
I know, but like I think it's 5 days though. Yeah, it'll be 5 days.
So
it's quite a bit.
I guess that's okay. All right,
more than an all-star break. Yeah. So I just play him out. See how many he can hit. He might get up there around Sosa level. Maybe it's Ty Sosa, something like that. That's probably my prediction.
If you keep him playing and he gets into a tear, because he can do that. I could see him 64, 65, 66, somewhere in there. Yeah,
that'd be cool.
But as every time that number goes up, he gets pitched to less and less because guys don't want to give up that next home run.
They don't want the new mark to be something that they threw. Yeah. Yep. Cement mixer.
Yep.
65. Fuck. I threw him a strike. Fuck.
All right, man.
Stupid power. All right.
As always, it was such a pleasure to get to do work with you. And for those of you watching and listening after the fact, thank you. We appreciate you as well. We will see you next week right here on the Sports Report After Dark. Have a good night.
Free Fernando. Fernando Tatis.
But I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.